Good afternoon, and welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to our Sky Factory 3 modded Minecraft Let's Play series. So, since last episode, I spent a very long time getting all the armor up to Draconic, as well as the bow up to Draconic. So, I haven't made a Staff of Power yet. We'll probably do that in the very near future, but we don't really need it for the fight. So that's why I didn't really concern myself too much with that, because the thing about the Chaos Dragon is you're not going to be doing really any kind of melee against him. And then also, I spent some time talking with one of my patrons, and of course I've got a thing on my Patreon that, you know, they can get a monument built for them. And originally they wanted a flamingo, so I was going to do like a chisels and bits flamingo and all that, but we were talking for a bit, and they wanted all these like little Decocraft plushies. So that's what we ended up going with, and that's fairy lights, by the way. And then we also have a nice little RF Tools screen here. Originally I was doing their name like chisel and bits with their name, and I was going to do it like almost like a picture frame. But the RF Tools screen, we set it up so that we can hit this button here, and give it just a second here. There we go. We got fireworks. Now, originally, we were talking about putting it on top of the ship, so the fireworks had more room to kind of shoot out and stuff. But then they go so high. They go way up in the air when you do that. And this way, we can kind of have it. I have my flight. Oh my gosh, I can't get in there. Let me change my vertical boost here. This way you kind of have the fireworks there in front of it. So we spent a while working, you know, playing around with this and working on it and everything. So, but in addition, I am planning on putting like a crew quarters, because this is the captain's quarters. I'm going to work in here, you know, a bit, and put the bed and some different little things. And so we set up the monument here. So, but there's also going to be a crew's quarters. I think the deck below this will be a crew's quarters area. And so, you know, any of my patrons that have their stuff set up on this pack, I'll do a crew room for them as well down here. So it's kind of what I'm thinking. Because, like, I just got the idea, like, right after that, and I was like, you know what, it'd be fun to have, like, a crew's quarter area as well. So that's what I've been working on. If we pop back inside of here, which for some reason this night vision kicks on and off a lot. Okay, it's based on where I'm standing. That's what it is. Because if I go through here, yeah. Which I did notice, like, for example, if I take my headpiece off, like, we've had night vision set up, you know, for so long, but if we go down here to the spawner floor, it's pitch dark. So I think I'm going to light up the ship, like, in the event that you don't have night vision or something like that. But I did take the night vision off of this, because it was causing some weird, like, flashing issues with the Draconic headpiece. So I did disable the night vision on this. Right now it's just a blank modifier, but I'll change it to something else at some point. So anyways, I spent all that time working on the Draconic gear, getting us ready to take on the Chaos Dragon today. Now, in addition, one other thing that I'm going to want is going to be Draconic Flux Capacitors, because these are actually very, very handy to have when you go face the Chaos Dragon, because of course the Chaos Dragon, his dark energy, will drain the energy from your Wyvern suit, and it will actually drain it very, very quickly. So the best way to counteract that is to carry yourself a Flux Capacitor, which what that does is, if you notice, the Draconic Flux Capacitor can store up to 256 million RF. And then, oh, it can actually accept RF capacity upgrades too. I never realized that. I might stick a couple of those on there. So anyway, for the Wyvern Flux Capacitor, we're going to need to get ourselves 4 of these. And I think I'm just going to go with 1. Originally I was going to go with 2 or 3, but since we'll do the RF capacity upgrade, that would actually come out to be much, much, much better. So that is what we'll do. And let's see, for the top tier, we're going to need 4 Draconic Energy Cores for this. So let me make 4 of those. And then we're also going to need a Awakened Core and then 3 Awakened Draconium. So, there we go. So we'll go ahead and set that up. It's funny because we can still hear the fireworks down here. And I've actually got a nice little system set up. Now, I will say that next episode, we're going to be automating, like, basically a long string of things. It's going to be a lot of automation because we're actually going to be using those Chaos Shards. And I will say that next episode, we're probably going to see about automating the fusion crafting a little bit. Just for certain things, which I think would just be like awakened cores, probably. But at least getting a little bit of automation for that. But right now what I've got is I've got a hopper. Just going down that was because I was doing so many different armors with so many different upgrades and all that stuff. So I was using the hopper to kind of feed them through. And then basically once they're done, they get output to this chest. Which was absolutely wonderful because I had to make an absolute ton of awakened cores between this episode and last. And that way I basically just set it to run and I was able to leave and go do other things, you know. So... and there it goes. That one got pulled out and sent into here, which is great. We'll go ahead and get this thing crafted up. Just like that. Good stuff. And then, now we should be set to upgrade this thing. So basically we'll throw the Draconic Flux Capacitor in there. We're going to need, for the first tier, it's going to be the RF upgrade. It's going to be 1 Draconic Core, 2 Eyes of Ender, 2 diamonds, and 2 golden apples. And by the way, to get this thing to start crafting, it does need to receive a redstone signal, because if you recall, normally you have to hit start in this. So what I've done is I've just set up an RF Tools timer, and the delay is just 20 ticks, so 1 second. So basically it'll start crafting, and, you know, whenever it receives that redstone signal. So after the stuff's all in there and it's able, you know, you're able to hit start, then it'll say, okay, after a second, auto-craft it. And then this will only pull out items once they're finished. So, you know, once they're in the bottom slot down here, that's when it'll pull stuff out, so... it works out well. And there we go. Now we have a Draconic level Draconic Flux Capacitor that can store up to 640 million RF. So we'll throw this thing in there because that's a massive amount of storage. By the way, each of these can store up to 256 million RF. But it's kind of funny they chose the name, you know, because I let them choose whatever name they want displayed on the thing. And it's kind of funny they chose the name Creepy Sailor, because it works out well with the builds. So, but anyways, we'll give this a minute. Even with the Draconic Infusion, it takes forever to charge these like massive storage type items up. You know, if you were trying to do this with the Ender IO ones, it's a little bit slow. Like for example, let's pull this out. Let's actually go down to the spawner floor. Just out of curiosity here. Oh, that's right. It's the max output is 10 million per tick now. Or I think it's 110 million. Max in and out, RF per tick. Yeah, anyways, it's actually quicker with this, which surprises me. I think they did change that, though, now that I think about it, from 1.7 to 1.10, so that these Ender IO ones can actually transfer a lot more. I think it's based on the size of it, though, so. But anyways, if you want to activate these, what you'll do is you'll just shift right-click, and it'll be charge armor, charge held items, charge armor and held items, or inactive. Now, I will say that we'll probably leave it, when we go in there, we'll probably leave it on charge armor. Maybe. But anyways, I'm going to grab just a bit of arrows here. Just a few, right? And we will go fight the Chaos Dragon, actually. Because I would say that we are prepared now. Alright, so before we go in there, I do want to make some adjustments to the armor. I may actually... No, I'm going to leave that alone for right now. The Draconic Chestplate, I'm going to increase the flight speed modifier to 600%. Vertical boost, 600%. And Draconic Legs, we'll go ahead. Speed modifier. Oh, gosh. It's so fast. Okay. And then the boots, we're going to say... Nah, we're going to leave those alone. Because I don't really need any of that stuff. And then the Draconic Bow, let's see... I did notice that if you do the explosive power, it doesn't actually affect the crystals. It has to be a direct hit. So I'm gonna leave that alone. The arrow damage, we're gonna boost it to 9. We'll go ahead and say auto fire. No, auto fire's off. Magnification, we're gonna leave it alone. Arrow velocity, we'll set it to 500%, and that's that. Okay, so it's 274,000 RF per tick. And I'm going to go ahead and say charge armor on this for right now, and we'll see. I may have to adjust it mid-battle and let it charge the bow up. We shall see. But anyways, now we can go into battle with this. Oh my gosh. There we go. Try to hit that thing and knock it out. Oh gosh. But we have, I mean, if you look at the shield charge speed, it is rather fast. So if we have to jump out of battle for a second, like after destroying a crystal, for example, that's okay. Oh my gosh, that was massive damage right there, by the way. Oh, that's why you have to watch out for this guy, because he can dish out some major, major damage. There's that. Whoop. But with this much flight speed, it's not too big of a deal to dodge him. Now, I will say that those, if you notice, they kind of lock onto you. So you do have to keep moving. I am noticing that this bow now instantly destroys those crystals, which is great. Gosh, so much damages. Whoop! Warning, critical damage. Oh my gosh. He dishes out. Oh my gosh, it has drained our capacitor right now. Good gosh. Man, that one's... Whoop! So he's still very, very difficult. What I should probably do, honestly, is go in there first with the explosive arrows and just clear up all the iron bits. But alright, let's head on back to the Chaos Dragon. I mean, we're about to the point... We've got him on the run, basically. Now, I will say that once we start actually fighting him, as we damage him and stuff... Whoop! Goodness gracious. God! He's just like, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna fire crap at you like crazy. Okay, there is still another one over here. That. God. Okay, charge me back up, please. There's that. Okay, I think that's all of them. Your attack is blocked by the guard. Oh, man, there's still more. Oh my gosh, server lag. Okay. Now we can actually start hurting him. Which we're actually doing fairly decent damage against him right now. We just have to kind of keep kiting him around. But yeah, if you notice, it said my attack was blocked by the crystals. Anytime that there's any crystals active, you know, near this guy, or like on the guy's island, it's going to prevent any and all damage that you would deal against him. Come on back, guy. Not quite done yet. Now, it's possible we might... Well, don't go into the floor, please. And it like took my flight away for a second. I don't know. That might have been me doing that, but... Gosh. Like, thing is, you can't sit still at all during this fight. I'm sure you can tell. I'm surprised he hasn't rezzed any crystals yet. Oh! We got revenge on the Chaos Dragon. Now, you still got to watch out after you kill him, because these things can still wreck you, by the way, so... But you can actually shoot them out of the sky. So where did his heart go? Alright, here seems to be a ton of draconium. Superium essence. I should actually probably adjust my speed modifier back real quick, because it does make it a little bit hard to control when you're that fast. It didn't take me nearly as many arrows as I planned for. Okay, we did get the dragon heart. Never mind. Sometime when we were flying around we got it, or something. Okay, so now that he's dead, here comes the fun part. Inferium ore. What you need to do is find the center of the map. Generally, there's lightning striking it, so you'll pretty well know where it's at. And then what we're going to do is we're going to boost the dig AoE on this to a 5x5. And then we're just going to pick a place kind of near the center. This thing is so slow going through obsidian. And then what we'll do is we'll just kind of dig down through this, and we need to get to the core of this place, basically. Okay, there's the core down there. You can kind of see it. But I'm making a big opening because we're going to want to get out of here once we break the core. So this is the core of the Chaos Island. It's got this Chaos Crystal and all this Draconium-infused obsidian. Now, you don't really have to bother collecting the Draconium-infused obsidian, because if you take a look here, you can make it with just some blaze powder and obsidian and Draconium dust, so it's not all that expensive or anything. But anyways, let's go ahead and break. We've got inventory space. Yeah. So let's go ahead and break this Chaos Crystal. And it does take just a second here. And there we go. It's going to start doing this crazy light show. And you're going to want to get out of here because you'll notice... Pow! Do it. That's me not moving. It does that screen shake effect. And we'll give it... We did get the chaos shots. Good. Good, good, good. I wanted to make sure. Like, it'd be terrible if you just left the chaos shards down there. Alright. Any second now. Pow! There it is. basically like a nuclear explosion at the core of that island. Because basically whenever you break that chaos shard, of course, it becomes like unstable. And, you know, after a minute, the island will explode. Now, I will say that if you're not wearing draconic gear, even if you manage to kill the chaos dragon in Supremium, now Supremium, I don't know for sure. Like it was the same issue with the Chaos Dragon. I don't know how it would hold up against this, but I will say that like even if your draconic gear was like low on charge or something like that, and you were in that explosion, you are going to be very lucky to survive that because it does do massive, massive damage whenever it explodes. And once it's done, you'll notice there is no island remaining. The island is gone. So, but luckily we did get our Chaos Shards. That's awesome. Now these you can use to make chaotic cores, and you can also use these to make chaotic solar panels, which is what we are going to be making. Now you'll notice this makes 3 each. We're going to be doing this next episode. We're going to be seeing about maybe, I don't know if we want to do full automation. We'll kind of play around with it and see. But I want chaotic solar panels because they generate 524,000 RF per tick, have a transfer rate of over 4 million, and they can store up to 2 billion within themselves. And realistically, okay, that's 3 solar panels each, and we have enough to make 15. So, you know, I mean, granted, they only generate during the day and all of that. We could do an RF Tools dimension so that it's always day, but I kind of want them on the ship, honestly. So, next episode, that's what we're going to be working on is that draconic solar panel, or the chaotic solar panel. And if you notice, they are a tiered design, so we're going to have to make the draconic, we're going to have to basically tier our way up through the tier 8, which takes dragon eggs, tier 7, which takes dragon's breath, which I actually might need to get some more of that, I'm not for sure. Then there's the tier 6, not so expensive, and so on. Basically we have to work our way through all those different tiers. So that's what we're going to be doing next episode, is automating those, because it's going to be lots of fun. So anyways, with that, I am going to end out this episode because I know it's just about wrapping up point. But next episode, which we'll release on Saturday, we will be having some fun with that and getting. I mean, with those in the pack, that's basically the end all be all of power generation. I mean, you kill the Chaos Dragon one time, boom, that's 1.5 billion RF per tick. You know, it's basically like the chaotic reactor, or the chaos reactor from Draconic Evolution. It's basically like a solar panel version of that, except it takes a lot less maintenance. Because with the Draconic reactor, you know, you actually had to feed so much of the power back into it to keep it stable, whereas the chaotic solar panel, you just stick it down and just super power. So it isn't expensive. It is very expensive, but realistically, it's not really any more expensive than the reactor was, because you kill a Chaos Dragon one time and you get 15 of those, you know. So, and I may even go kill a Chaos Dragon a couple more times just so we have just ridiculous solar panel generation. But we'll see, because it's really not that bad of a fight. It just takes a little while. But yeah, so anyways, next episode we'll be doing that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already for more daily videos. And I hope to see you guys next time. And once again, a very, very big thank you to Creepy Sailor. I do really, really appreciate it, by the way. And I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you then.